Welcome back to Vision Pros. Today, this is going to be fun. We've got Virginia Elder from Podcast Abundance. Virginia, I'm really glad you're here. Would you introduce yourself a little bit?
Yes, thank you, Sue. I appreciate it. Yes, I am Virginia Elder, founder of Podcast Abundance and host of the podcast called Podcasting for Financial Professionals.
Oh, wow. That's a niche. Podcasting
Yes,
is going nuts, isn't it?
yes,
Oh
yes.
my
And
goodness.
and the financial professionals are the primary folks that I serve. So that's why I wanted to be really clear with that name. So that's a hint for everybody right there.
That's a good hint, actually. Well, how long have you been doing this?
Yeah, so I accidentally started producing podcasts in 2019. I have a financial background and went to a conference that was all about media production for financial content creators because I was like curious about like blogging and what is all this online stuff. And while I was at that conference, a couple of other financial professionals asked me to produce their show. And at that point, I had just dabbled in it a little bit. So I said, I didn't know like how to get started. Are you sure? Like, I tried to just like talk myself out of it. And they were like, no, it's going to be fine. You're going to be our producer.
Oh my.
From there, it has just been what I do full time now. I really enjoy it.
That is so cool. Oh my gosh. All right. Well, I've got some questions. I would love to know, like, tell me about your vision for Podcast Abundance.
Yeah, thank you. So of course at that time I did not have a vision whatsoever. It was very let me figure this out. I appreciate those first few clients being willing to grow and take steps forward together, knowing that I probably wasn't going to do it perfect, but I would do it as best as I could. So now, 6 years in, the vision is, of course, very, very clear. We are destined to be the leading provider of audio and video podcasts for financial service professionals. It took me a long time to like really decide and fully step into that niche. I think that's like a really common business owner journey where you are almost afraid to call out your ideal client because then you feel like you're excluding everyone else.
Mhm.
But I will tell you that even with that vision being really clear, other people do come my way. I've helped professors at universities. I've helped medical professionals. I've helped therapists and, a wide range of other professions. But typically, and this is kind of the interesting piece, is that money always has to do with something that they are talking about, right? Whether it's their services, and clients potentially affording their services or the costs of medical care and the various resources. There's all kinds of ways that money infuses into the conversation. So that's where that like financial piece comes in. And as long as it's at least touching on a financial topic, I'm interested because I'm just a dork and I love financial content.
Oh, that's awesome. I bet you learn a lot too as pulling the same thread through a whole bunch of different
Yeah.
ways that it could show up. That's really
Yeah.
cool. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh. Well, that's amazing. Now tell me, where did your vision come from?
So I loved a book I read called Traction.
Mhm.
It is part of the EOS platform and learning process. And that really helped me identify that concise sentence as a vision, right? Before that, it was like, yeah, I might have taken 5 minutes to explain to you what I did. Um, but just looking back over the years and looking back at that same conference that I still attend every year, and it's still the number one source of clients for my business, whether I'm on stage or not that year or whatever's going on. But I've continued to serve financial professionals. I still love that financial content. The financial space and the economy is changing all the time. So you can never just be done learning about money. And like you said, I love to learn. And so as I'm listening to people's shows and either approving edits or picking out which section should be the reel or whatever it is that we're doing in the production process, I was able to identify, you know what, like this is where we're going. This is where we're going to live and thrive. And I made sure to pull the piece about audio and video production into the statement because of all of the um, new video opportunity that is in the podcast space these days.
Oh, that's amazing. So you're doing both video and audio. That's
Yes.
wow. Was that a learning curve?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, and it's made possible by a good team,
Mm.
right? I can have audio editors, I can have video editors. They are always learning new skills on their own. And if there's ever a request or some new cool tool or whatever, they might already know about it before I do sometimes. But also with team members, there's always the opportunity to hire new talent and someone who has got even better or different skills that a new client might be requesting. So there's a variety of factors in the background there. Yes, I'm always learning, but my team is amazing at kind of taking the lead in that area.
Oh, that's fantastic. That's so great. How has it been there? That's a learning curve all its own.
Oh, yeah.
Having a team, like finding them, training them, managing them, growing with them. How has that gone?
That is an area where I feel like I've been fairly lucky, but I want to like back that statement up because I don't think luck is just bestowed upon you, right? I do think I managed to find the right resources and be very clear with a description of who and what I was looking for. I've been very clear about my company values and how I want them to be carried forward through my people. And so I never just, hey, you look like an awesome person. Let me just hire you. There's always been an interview process, whether they are across the world or in the US. And there's always been a very strong communication loop. We use tools like Slack and email and Asana and various ways that we can all communicate together as a team on a project. So there's a lot of factors into that luck. But I think designing that clear vision of how you want a team member to work and communicate with you and turn things in and bill and all of that plays out into the quality of the team that you're hiring.
Yeah. Oh, that's so important. Was it a big step for you to, make that first hire?
It was. There were several years where I was a one-woman show. And at some point, you kind of max out on capacity and you realize, like, I am not able to market as much as I need because I'm over here doing client work or whatever the barrier is. And I joined a Facebook group actually that was full of other podcast editors, and the world was very audio focused in the podcast space at that time. And I managed to find someone even within that group who went through my process, filled out my form, did an interview with me, did all the things. We seemed aligned and started working together. So I always hire on a kind of like test basis. We do a couple of specific tasks together. I review it, I approve it. We have some dialogue back and forth if there was any issues. And we walk through that process before it's like, okay, you're in charge of this client. Because even then, when I hand off something, I'm still going to see it before it gets published for the client and that final quality check is very important to me, especially when we're talking about financial content. I've been in the space long enough to know terms and definitions and what someone should or shouldn't recommend, and where we're crossing the line. And I can also hear when it hasn't happened on my team, but I've heard things in the industry where someone didn't understand a financial term or an abbreviation that was spoken about, and it sounded like an or an awkward noise, and so they cut it when that was actually like the name of the thing they were talking about. So as the experienced person in the space, I would catch something like that before it went live. So that's really important.
Oh, that's huge. Yeah. I mean, that could change the whole context of everything. So,
Yes.
man. So how do you use your podcast then? Does that actually end up bringing you some clients?
It does. I was just thinking about that today, actually. I have a client renewing for next season with me. And I was thinking, she's an amazing client. I love her content. I love her demeanor and style. She has this really calm presence. And I was thinking back, and it's like, that all came from me inviting her on my show because I liked her show anyways. And it was not a pitch or thinking, of course I would love her as my client, but I wasn't inviting her on for that purpose. I genuinely wanted to have a conversation about her show and the strategy of how her show supported her business, because that is what I love to talk about. Because in this AI world, I mean, let's just be honest, you can pop a video into any AI platform and have it edited up for you. So the real value to working with me is to get a piece of my strategic mind, and for me to be able to dive into your website, your lead magnet, your email sequence, and the content that you're producing on your show, and to think backwards as a potential listener, how would this attract or repel me from your business, right? Does this make me want to give you my money? Does this make me want to sign up for your course or your program or not? So that's the strategy piece I just love to talk about. I love to hear what other business owners are doing with their show or with their content for a strategy to pull people in, because it always prompts fresh ideas. So anyway, she has an amazing strategic mind. She's been in business for years and was on my show. And a few weeks later, she said, you know what? I can't stop thinking about our conversation. I want you to produce my next season. And that is always a wonderful surprise.
That's really, really cool. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you. And she's not the only one. That's just like a very today example I can give you that has happened multiple times. And I'll never cease to be overjoyed when that happens.
It's when it works, it works. That's great. That's great. Well, I hope you'll come back.
Thank you. Yes, I hope so.
Thank you for being here today. I'm really happy that you tuned in to Vision Pros Live. I'm looking forward to seeing your reactions as these episodes continue to move forward. This is going to get more and more fun. We'll have more and more engagement as well. We'll invite people to participate in the show. And thank you for giving us your time and attention. Have an excellent time building out your vision and becoming a Vision Pro yourself.